In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to take a raster image and turn that into a vector image. Now, this image right here looks like a high quality vector image at this size. But if I do zoom in, you'll see that this is definitely a raster image. You can see the anti-aliasing at the edge of this black line right there, which looks pretty sharp from here. So what we want to do is turn this into a vector image. In order to do that, what we want to do is we want to do what's called an image trace. There's a couple of ways to get to image trace, and if you did a help search over here, it's going to take you to object image trace. It's not available because I haven't selected anything, but it's going to take you right here. And if you were to do that, by the way, this is how you do it. You click on it, and then you get your bounding box. You'll see that it says image trace here. It's going to do the same thing that it would if it went here, image trace make. But the problem is if you did that, what's going to happen is you'll see that it turns black and white. So instead of using it from this area, I recommend after you use your selection tool to select it and get your bounding box, ignore this, come down into the bottom right-hand corner of your properties. So in your properties tab, bottom right-hand corner, it says image trace. So I will click on that. And then I'm going to come over here to choose my amount of colors or whatever it's related to. In this case, I would do low fidelity photo. It could be high fidelity photo, but it only has a certain amount of colors, maybe 5 or 6 colors, a little bit of a gradient right there. So I'll click low fidelity photo and then click OK. This is going to take a second to propagate. And then we'll zoom in and take a look at the edges. And then there's one more thing that I recommend that you do. So let's just finish initiating the pixel cluster, which of course is a very important part of the progress of turning this from a raster image into a vector image. Here we go. Bam. Oh, path smoothing and curve fitting. I forgot about that. So I'm going to zoom way in here, and you'll notice that same spot that had that anti-aliasing, very sharp lines, and that's really what you want. I think that did a great job. But notice in here, we have these bands of line, and that's what happens during the gradient process. So you can come back in and recolor it, which I would highly recommend. I would just recolor this stuff here, fix it up. You may have to do a lot of that. The other thing that you want to do is come in over on the right side, right here in your layers panel. So your layers panel is right here. Click on that layer. Then we're going to ungroup this. So in order to ungroup it, I need to first click expand right here at the very bottom. Click on expand. And then we have all of our different parts and pieces. So that way I could individually come in, and let's say I wanted to change something about this, and I could use my direct selection tool. Maybe I do like these colors, but I don't like how they're, oops, I don't like how they're lined up. So I could come in and fix all that stuff. Of course, this would take some time, oops, as I'm working on here. And then I'd come back in here and clean this up, et cetera, as it were. Okay, I think you have the idea, even though I'm making a little bit of a mess, but there I go. I went and cleaned up that part because I was able to expand it, ungrouping this layer right here.